Well, first of all, Senator, thank you so much for spending time with us. This is your first campaign appearance in Arkansas.
That's right.
Tell me what your expectations are for Arkansas.
Well, we want to do very well. We'd love to win, of course, but we want to get as many votes as we can here and as many delegates as possible in a race that's now narrowed substantially. You know, you now have a major candidate in Jeb Bush who suspended his campaign, so we think that gives us an opportunity to continue to grow and eventually be the nominee.
Have you had some conversations with the Bush campaign? I know that there's some proximity, some closeness over the years there, a little bit of...
We haven't had a chance to speak in person. I left him a message last night as well as spoke about him at the event. We haven't had a chance to connect, and the days after a campaign, you're just trying to decompress from all this, but I'm sure we'll speak this week.
So you've had a 3-5-2 finish. Some of your other top-tier competitors, Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, have won a state, at least one state before. Why are you a stronger candidate than those guys?
Well, the way I view it is, there's about 70% of the Republican electorate has made up their mind they're not going to vote for Donald Trump. The problem is that 70%'s been divided up between 9 people, 5 people, up until this week, 6 people fighting over that 70%. So now as the race narrows, we feel like we're going to continue to grow, and that's what's going to give us a chance. In the meantime, we're in the mix when it comes to delegates. I mean, we've taken delegates out of virtually every state we've been in already, and that's ultimately what decides this. So we feel good about our trajectory. New Hampshire was a disappointment, as I acknowledged, but South Carolina was a great comeback.
Yeah, I want to come back to delegate math here in just a second, but let's talk about Nevada, which is the next big state where there's a primary. Do you need to finish 1 or 2 there?
Yeah, we want to finish strong there. We've got a good team. I lived in Las Vegas for 6 years growing up. I have a lot of family members. So when we leave here today, we'll be going straight to Las Vegas, and we have 3 or 4 events scheduled there in the next day and a half. So we're going to have a strong showing there as well.
And then after Nevada, you've got the whole SEC primary.
That's right.
Arkansas, one of the 13 states in
That's
that.
Correct.
Almost half of the delegates you need to secure the nomination will be up for grabs that day. Obviously, they'll be dispersed. What do you need to win more delegates on the SEC primary, or do you need to win more states?
I think it's a delegate. Up until you get to winner take all, obviously the winning a state drives a lot of attention in the media, but the delegate count's going to matter this time, given the number of people that were in this race when it started. Now, when you get to March 15th, then you better start winning states, because that's winner take all. But that gives us an opportunity to come to a place like Arkansas and do real well and get awarded real delegates. And we have a strong team, so we feel great.
What's going to be the first state you win?
Well, I don't know the answer to that, except that we're going to have to start winning states by March 15th. We know we're going to do well in Florida and in Ohio and places like that. Maybe it'll be Arkansas.
Yeah, all right. So I know you love to do rapid fire questions. I've seen some campaign videos there, so I've got a couple of just quick hits for you, maybe to flesh out a little bit more on your personality and some politics. When's the last time your head hit the pillow in Miami?
It's probably been 6 weeks, 6 or 7 weeks, yeah.
All right, what about in Washington, D.C.? Last time you got to spend the night?
Well, the last time we spent the night there, probably about the same, about 6 weeks. We've been in recess. We've had to fly in to do some votes, but we don't stay in one place very long these days.
All right, you played college football, and I can't remember.
Tarkio College, Northwest Missouri.
What was the mascot?
It was the Owls.
The Owls.
Not very scary. Not very intimidating.
And what position did you play?
I went there to be a wide receiver, but they moved me back to defensive back, which is what they do with receivers that can't catch the ball.
So you're a University of Florida graduate. You got your undergrad there. So this plays into the SEC primary here. So if Arkansas is playing Florida, I'm going to presume you're going to pull for your alma mater.
Sure,
Florida. You're not going to go Carly Fiorina on that.
No.
What if Arkansas is playing Georgia? Who do you pull for?
Well, that's easy. We have an ugly rivalry with Georgia. So I think we root again. I root for almost anyone who's playing LSU or Alabama or Georgia.
All right. There's more delegates in Georgia.
Yeah, college football. I mean, I'd rather win a college football game than get involved in political stuff. So.
All right. Which Arkansas endorsement would you prefer to get more than any other? Governor Asa Hutchinson, Senator John Bozeman, or Senator Tom Cotton?
Well, they're all good people. We'd obviously love to have the governors and my colleagues, so they're all equal. I mean, I'd love to have them all, but the governors are always a big deal, of course.
All right, they're a good one. You have 4 kids. Who tests your patience more, Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, or one of your children?
Well, that's totally different, right? These guys are adult and they're men, they're grown-ups. They're responsible for their own behavior. For my kids, I still have to form and try to raise them. My oldest is only 15, so that's a much different challenge that I much more emotionally invested in.
So you want to pick which one, Trump or Cruz?
Neither one. I mean, obviously we have some disagreements on some issues, but it's part of a campaign. But my kids, being a dad is my most important job, so that tests my patience, because if I'm not getting it right, I'm as angry at myself as I could possibly than I am at them.
Worst part of running for president is what?
Lack of sleep, I guess. On the days you don't get to sleep enough and you're tired, but it's overcome by just how fun it is to be out there and what an honor it is to be able to do this.
Well, that may have answered my last question. What's the best part of running for president?
The stories, the people you meet, the way you get to fall in love with America all over again. You see a side of this country that most Americans don't get to see, and it just reaffirms to me the confidence that I have that our greatest days are ahead of us.
All right, Senator, thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.